Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video doing an unboxing, review, and first time try on of the Feiyue vegan leather low top shoes, which are in this bag right here. I recently purchased 3 separate pairs of Feiyues through the Feiyue website for a total of $60. Both their mid tops, mid top 1920s in the white version, which is this shoe, as well as the black version, which is this shoe. I posted a video earlier about these 2 pairs, and then the separate pair that I purchased at the same time is their vegan pair, vegan low tops, which is this shoe. And so what we'll do in this video is we'll go over this shoe in detail, take a look at it, look at the overall features, and then I'll throw it on my foot, get a sense of the general size and style. As always, if you're interested in purchasing any of these, I'll leave links in the description below. Okay, so before we start with the vegan low top shoes, I did want to go over the mid 1920s because if you're on Feiyue's website, you're probably looking at these as well. I did a separate video on this, but we'll do a quick summary. So these are the 2 colors that I purchased. One is going to be their black color with the Feiyue emblem with the blue and white, or blue and red on the side here. And then this is their white color, which is virtually identical. The only difference is that it's white instead of black. As far as design, this is going to be their mid tops. It's basically a lace system here with a canvas upper here rather than leather. It's very pliable. The soles of the shoes are very, very pliable. So for those of you that are looking into using this for parkour, minimalist, like a general minimalist shoe, which is the reason why I purchased it, it's great from that standpoint. The overall sole is pretty thick, but it does have a lot of mobility to it, which is much nicer as compared to other shoes. As far as feedback, as far as related to these shoes, with the Feiyues, when you purchase these, they only have unit size as far as the shoe. So I wear a 10.5, and so I had to either pick a 10, which are these shoes, or an 11. I initially purchased all of these actually in a size 11, and they were just too big where I had excess space in the ankle here or the heel, as well as too much space on the front of the shoe. So basically purchase whichever size you want, and then if you need to return it, just go ahead and return it. It's free to return. But a lot of people say online that because the shoe does tend to run narrower, they usually go a size up. But for me, the length was just too long. So I ultimately went with the size 10 instead. And as far as the sizing for these, the mid tops, I found that for me personally, on my right shoe, I do have a little bit of excess kind of like uncomfortableness in the right side here near the heel, where it's like the back here just slides too low on my foot, where it just presses a little bit, as well as on the front here it's a little bit snug, but because they're only $20, I stuck with keeping them, and I'm going to try them out, let them break in and just see kind of general sense. So that's what those 2 shoes look like. They also have that in all black and all white, and then this white model that's virtually canvas instead. But these are only $20, so they're super affordable from that standpoint, much cheaper than Converse's. And generally I like the design a little bit more than the Converse's. I've actually never worn Converse's because the sole's too thick. Now, as far as the vegan leather ones, these I'm really curious about as far as the design, because I like the leather aspect of it because it's more water resistant and it's more resistant to wear and tear in general. But this is what the vegan leather one looks like. So basically it's virtually identical as far as the design as far as the Feiyue design. Says Feiyue here in all black. You might not even see that on camera. There's a little sheen so you can see it there, and then has white stripes here, which are really cool. And then the rest of it is just this like faux leather kind of feature where it's rather than canvas, it's got like a leather design, so it's much thicker and more kind of like robust from that standpoint. But the design elements on the front, as far as the protection across the toe with those excess rubber is there, and then the sole is virtually identical as well. The only difference is it's all black with this red emblem here. Let me take out the insert and we'll see how mobile this one is. So very similarly, it's very, very mobile. And the nice thing about this shoe is people say that it's very comfortable as far as the tactile nature of it. It does have a lot of grip to start, but they do have a criticism that as the ribs here wear down with repeated use, you do get lack of grip with time, so you just have to kind of see. But this pair currently on Amazon as well as on Feiyue's website is only $17.50, which is super cheap, super affordable. I like the fact that the construction is so good for that price. If you ever tried to purchase a shoe for that cheap elsewhere, to be honest, it'd be hard to find something that's constructed this well. So I'm really impressed with this. But that's the general look of it. The other things I did want to mention is that on their website, we'll go over the different color options that they have. They have one version that's virtually identical to this where it's all white, and then it's black for this emblem here, and then it's white for the Feiyue emblem, so they have that option. And then they have one option that's identical to this, so it's basically the Feiyue low top in the vegan, but this is the color pattern here, so that's what that color would be there. And then I believe they also have an all black. Yeah, so they have an all black as well, where rather than this being white here, it's all black. So plenty of options there. The vegan leather one's nicer from a standpoint of being thicker and more robust, but that's it as far as the difference. They also make a ton of canvas versions of these and a wide variety of color options as well. And so what we'll do now is I'll throw these on my feet, get a sense of what they look like as well as how they feel. Okay, because the focus of this video is the vegan version, I'm gonna throw these on my feet first, but I'll show you the other ones as well. But as far as throwing them on, not too bad as compared to the high top version or the mid top version, because it's low top, you can get your foot in more easily, versus I did find that when I threw these on, it was pretty hard to kind of get the lacing and my foot in like loosened and tightened quicker, so that was kind of frustrating from that standpoint. But this is kind of what they look like after lacing them all the way up. So as far as first impressions, I'll say that compared to the mid tops, they are actually a little bit more comfortable, because with the mid tops, it does slide up here, and what I was finding is along my heel here, I was getting a lot of like riding on the back of the shoe where it was too like loose and it was too mobile, where it was just like pressing against the heel. That's still present, but the lack of the material here allows it to be a little bit more looser. As far as sizing, I'll say that these actually fit a little bit better than these as well, because I suspect because it's a little bit thicker material. It's not as tight across the top here and not as tight or narrow across the front. So there is some subtlety here as far as the mid top compared to the low top. My toe is right along here and it's pressing across the front, but it's not too tight. So overall this does fit a little bit better compared to the mid tops. Again, this is a size 10, but I usually wear a 10.5, but Feiyue only makes 10 or 11, so this is the shoe I went with. As far as the rest of the shoe, this is what it looks like from the top. This is from the side. This is from the back. This is from the bottom. And then this is from the other side. I'll say that very similarly as compared to the other ones, my left foot feels very, very comfortable. The fit is virtually like exactly as I need, versus the right one, which I do have a size difference. There's a little bit of play here where it's a little bit looser than I'd like, but overall a little bit better fit compared to the mid tops. I do like the overall look, feel of these shoes. They are pretty nice for the price. I mean, these are only $17.50, which is great. Now what I'll do is I'll real quick just throw these two on so you can get a sense of what they look like as well, so you don't have to check out my other video if you don't want to. Okay, so here are the mid 1920s in the white color. So this is what they look like from the side, the back, the other side, and then the bottom. Okay. And very similar as I discussed, there's a little bit of play here in the heel on the right side where it's just a little bit looser than I'd like. The left shoe feels great, but overall they're very malleable, very comfortable from that standpoint. But this is what they look like in the white, in the mid tops. Again, these are only $20 on the Feiyue website and on Amazon, so only $3 more expensive as compared to these. Now what we'll do is we'll throw on the black ones as well. And here are the black version of the mid 1920s. We'll just give you a sense of what they look like. So this is what they look like from the side, the back, the other side, and then the bottom. Overall fit and feel is virtually identical to the white ones. No difference there. It's just a difference as far as the look. So that's a general summary of the Feiyue shoes. So these vegan versions of the low tops, I really like a lot because they're a thicker material. They seem nicer as far as just the design elements. And the fit is a little bit nicer from that standpoint. They're only $17.50. So really you have no problem with purchasing any of these. The main thing is check out the size. You could try a size up initially, but if it doesn't fit, go a size down. And then you'll just have to make a decision on whether the fit works for you. For those of you that are like a size 10 or 11 as compared to half sizes, I think this shoe will work very well. But if you do have a half size shoe, you kind of have to make a trade-off between the two sizes and figure out which one is the best option there. But in general, they're super affordable, super cheap. So if you can find a shoe that works, they've got a ton of color options as far as the mid size as well as the low tops. They have canvas versions of the low tops as well, so plenty of color options. So if you find these, like these, really you got plenty of options as far as style, fit, feel, and that sort of thing. But that's all I have for the video. So this is the vegan version, this is the mid tops, and then this is the black version of the mid tops. Definitely check out the website, see if you like these, try them, and if you have feedback, post it below. But thanks for watching and have a great day.